for cabinet oblique drawing, your cabinet oblique has two characteristics, right? The first characteristic is that the face is parallel, or like one side, to your point of view. Okay, so you're going to have one side of the object that is facing your point of view. So here's a box, 3D box. You're going to have one side that's in the page. You're drawing it flat. The second characteristic is that the third axis is projected off at an angle of 45. The third axis is projected off at an angle of 45 degrees. What that means is if you're looking at this object, you're going to have the face, that the part that is facing you. Then you're going to see the part that goes upwards. So that's the second axis. First axis, second axis. The third axis is everything that goes backwards. Okay, so here we have one axis, two axes. So back and forth, up and down. And then you're going to have this kind of in and out. This in and out is your third axis. And it's 45 degrees away from your the point of view, or your face part. And the second thing about the third axis, is that your scale is half. Okay, so for example, here, these dimensions, this is the object from the top, this is the object from the side. So the dimensions from the top, you can see here that this is going inside, quotation marks, it's going in and out. This is our, obviously we're looking at this from the top. And so we can see that this is going to be those third axis parts of the object. And so our dimensions here, like 15, and this dimension, like 50, will have to be divided by 2. So this is going to become 2.5. This is going to become 7.5 millimeters, but we're just going to round it off to 1. A change that I want you to make on your page is to just change this to width and then change this to depth, because your depth is the thing that is going to be half the scale. So to start, we're going to draw a defining box. That's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to draw the rectangle, right, with the dimensions that are shown here. It will be 60 millimeters tall, and then it will be 100 millimeters wide. So I'm going to draw that rectangle, and then this line, this angle here, is 45 degrees apart. Disclaimer, I'm using a blank sheet here, but you are obviously using your drawing sheet. So I'm drawing my defining box. Now at each corner, I'm going to use my protractor and make a mark at 45 degrees off of that corner. Then I'm going to join the lines. Now, according to my drawing, now I'm going to draw the line going in, or in other words, the third axis, or in other words, I'm going to draw the depth. So the depth here, the side part going inside, is going to be 25 millimeters, or 2.5 centimeters. So I'm going to line my ruler up to the point, you can't see it so nicely. That's the 45 degree mark. And then I'm going to make a depth line of 2.5. And I'm going to do that again over here. 2.5. So I'm lining up to my 45 degree mark. 2.5 and over here. So this is me making my defining box. So I'm drawing it very lightly because I'm going to erase all the parts that's not the actual object. And then I'm going to join these lines. So this should be 10 if you line it up correctly and carefully. And then this should also be 6 again. Line it up. Okay, there I've drawn my defining box. Now, according to the instructions, the next step is to draw all the lines of the object that are parallel to the axis. So that means everything that's facing me. So this is facing me, this is facing me. I'm going to draw these ones because this is parallel to my up axis, up and down axis. This is parallel to my back and forth axis. So this one, this one, this one, going to draw this line as well. I'm also going to draw these lines as well. And then I'm also going to draw these ones over here. So these are all the things that are facing the person or the point of view. So I know that this is going to be 30 because that's 100 minus 30. Sorry, 100 minus 70 over here, so that this part is going to be 30. So let me draw this part first. So that's going to be 30 millimeters. So now I'm going to draw on top of my defining box, but I'm just going to press a bit harder. So this line that I've drawn now, this line, maybe I should use a harder pencil. This line is 30 millimeters. Okay, and this represents this line over here. Okay, or this line. These are the same. This line is the same as this one. This is the side view, and this is that line from the top. Now I'm going to draw the opposite one, which is also 30 millimeters long. Over there. So I've drawn these two lines. Okay, and obviously you can see that that is 45 degrees apart. Now I'm going to draw this line. So that's going to be here. And then I'm going to draw the bottom one, which is 100 millimeters. And then I'm going to draw these ones, 20. Okay, so it's starting to take shape now. I can now draw this line, which is 50. I'm going to draw it from the 20 millimeters. I'm going to draw it parallel to my bottom one. Okay. And then on the edge of here, I can also draw that same 50 millimeter line. At this point, we have to bring our protractor back. So I need to measure 45 degrees from this corner, which is about there. And then I need to draw this line. This one over here. Okay. This is the one that is 15 or 7.5 millimeters. So I'm going to try very hard to get it to between 5, 6, 7, between 7 and 8 millimeters. So I need to make it 1.5, 6, Okay, I'm just going to try and leave it at 8 just to be consistent. And then this one as well, it's going to be 8 millimeters. Then we have to do the same for these lines on top. So this is one of the most difficult parts, so I'm just doing it very slowly, trying to get 0.6, 0.7, 0.8. So it's just under 10 millimeters. Okay, and now I'm gonna join those lines. Okay, and so now I've drawn this part. Okay, I've drawn this part, so that's going in. So these are the two columns, these are the two columns. So now the part that goes inside to make that little U shape, this is 30 millimeters long. So I'm going to draw that now. 30 millimeters. I want to put the 3 on the corner, and then draw a straight line and do it again over here. And now I've joined those lines, and I'm going to join these lines as well. They will also be at an angle of 45 degrees. So this one is naturally also going to be 2.5. Everything is coming together nicely. And now I'm going to join this line, the top of the object, to that. I'm going to slant it towards that base. And then I'm going to slant this towards that corner. I'm going to join those lines. And then I'm going to close this object off by joining these lines together, corner to corner. And so this is easy because I already, it's the edge of my defining box. Okay, so that is my object, and then I'm going to close this over here, and that is my final object. Okay, so as you can see, you first draw your defining box. Now you can erase this, and then you're drawing, if all the depth values are half of what they are here, and now afterwards you have to put in all your measurements. You get a mark for putting in all the measurements. So for example, you should say over here that this is 100. Okay, so please put all of your measurements in, and then you can erase your defining box when you are done. Thank you.